Sawadee, which means hello in Thai. I was practicing a little bit of Thai before making this video, so perhaps I'll just start off my videos with that from now on. So, what is it like leaving everything behind? I am less than 3 days away from leaving Canada, moving to Thailand, and probably when this video is uploaded, it'll be 2 days. So, what is it like to leave behind 15 years of memories, experiences, and all that comes with that? Friends, attachments, to places, to people, to things. How does it feel for me? What is my perspective? How do I feel about the whole thing? Am I going to miss this place? Are there some things that I feel like I'm gonna miss when I'm over there? That question is going to be better answered when I am there living. The question of am I going to miss something? But if my personal history is of any use, of any source of illumination, the answer is probably no. Probably no. Why do I say probably no? Because I have been a wanderer my life. I immigrated to Canada when I was 13, and I have moved a lot within Canada. I've lived in several cities. I lived in Calgary, I lived in Mississauga, I lived in Hamilton, I lived in Ottawa, I visited Vancouver, and I visited Edmonton, and within Calgary, I moved 3 different houses. I lived 4 years there in 3 different areas. It's a pretty big city, size-wise. And I don't think in my entire life I ever stayed in a high school for more than 2 years. And so I have been moving quite a bit. And if that is going to teach me something about the question of am I going to miss Canada? Am I going to miss anything about here? The answer is most likely no. In all probability, it's no. Because through wandering my whole life, I've naturally learned to adapt and bring myself to the present moment and sort of get on with life from that perspective, from that position. And it isn't something special, it simply comes from being a wanderer, just constantly being on the move, right? I've learned to just make new friends. I've learned to establish new routines, establish new activities wherever I go, and make the most of it. And I'm sure if for some of you who are watching who have been wanderers in your life, I'm sure you've developed that skill naturally. You didn't really try to develop it. It just happened. So that is probably going to be the answer, is no. And in fact, I am very relieved. I have to be honest with you, very relieved to have the opportunity to start from a blank slate. I am very relieved. There is a great sense of relief and excitement and feeling a sense of contentment and appreciation, actually, and gratitude that I am given the opportunity, that life has given me the right circumstances and put me in the right time, in the right place to have this opportunity to start fresh, like a blank slate. Because so as long as you're living in the same type of environment that you have been living in, even for a year, trust me, I've been living only in Ottawa for a year, you develop routines, you develop things, and you're still living in the same system. I've been living in Canada for 15 years. The overall system is the same. It's difficult to start completely fresh. okay? Because you've been using the same financial system, you've been using the same educational system, you have been running into the same people. I mean, really, there are probably anywhere you live, because culture is a software. Anywhere you live, there's probably only really like 5 to 10 templates that you meet. Okay, so for the last 15 years, I've been meeting 5 to 10 people, same people, really. Templates, right? Templates, because most people just conform. So it literally, there's like 5 to 10 Canadian templates. Okay, like I could give you sort of the each template, what are the characteristics of each template. Okay, like for example, there's the template of the USA/Cuba vacationer. This person works 50 weeks of the year, and then for 2 weeks he or she will go to a vacation in Cuba, most likely Varadero, or will go down to Florida or go to California. And we'll tell you how exciting it was and how they would love to go live there all year round, but they have to be working and they have to come back to their office job. Okay, and that template can come with more characteristics if you want. Okay, 2 kids, a dog, nice house, still paying off the mortgage of the house. It's really nice. It's expensive, still paying it off, and works overtime. Likes to go camping a few times a year when it's nice and sunny, which is only like 2-3 months of the year, right? I mean, templates. You meet templates. This is 5 to 10 people. So even if you move between cities, like it's still really, you really have to just leave the system if you'd like to just start a new blank slate. I mean, you've been dealing with the same financial system. That's another thing. Like for example, in Thailand, I'm going to be dealing in cash. That's a whole different experience altogether. Okay, it's all going to be cash, just cash, right? And I prefer that. Honestly, I prefer that. So another thing, for me, for example, living here, it's pretty expensive, and for the last 3-4 years I've been really struggling financially. I've always been in the position of the receiver of gifts, of money, and a lot of times when we go out with my friends, they'll pick up the bill, they'll insist to pick up the bill, okay, because they have jobs, they work, right? And I don't mind it. I've learned to be a good receiver, because I remember this one time, and at that time, this was maybe 4 years ago, I had a lot of money in the bank, and so I had this ego pride thing in me, and I would sort of, if I go out, I have to pay for myself, and I would insist to pay for somebody else. And my friend said, his name is Sam, lovely person, and he said, look, you have to learn how to receive. And I loved him so much that I said, okay, I like you. You're an amazing person, and I'm going to listen to you. And ever since I learned how to receive. So, but I would say the last 3 years, I really didn't have the chance to give. And so one of the things I'd like to start fresh there is because now I'm leaving this whole system altogether, and so I'll be in a better financial situation there, much more comfortable. I'd like to be giving. I'd like to give people tips, when I go buy something. I'd like to give. I'd like to be a giver. Okay? And really, for me here, it's difficult to be in that position only because, again, you have to put on your own oxygen mask first, and it's kind of a drag here just keeping up with paying your bills. It really is. So leaving the system altogether gives you the chance to start off a blank slate in so many different areas, of human life. And I'm just really relieved to be able to do that, in all honesty. So many things I want to just start a blank slate. With health, with food also. The food you get here, it's subpar. Even the fruits, subpar. It's really like, it's shipped over, it's in fridges, it really is subpar. I'd like to start this new way of just eating local. I mean, everything you eat there is local. They don't carry fruits imported, from other places. It's all, or what is it? Exported, right? Exported from other places. It's all local. And so the quality is going to be far superior. So, just to give you an example of that, let's say you go on a vacation, and let's say you're one of those Canadian templates and you go to Cuba. You go for 1 week in Cuba. You really charge up the energy, right? You get the sun, you get the relaxation, you do some meditation. It's amazing. You're really charged up. You come back here, and probably for the first 5 days here, you're going to be like beaming with energy and light. Everybody's gonna love you because you're so charged up of energy there. You're fresh. You've just been exported. You see? What is it? Exported or imported? Yeah, import. You import something. So I said it right the first time. Okay? So you have just been imported. Okay? And so everybody feels good around you. Everybody wants to eat you in a way. So think of yourself as a fruit here, right? Everybody wants to eat you. Everybody wants to be around you. You've got this high electromagnetic energy, really charged up in your vacation. But what happens after 5 days? You get back to your work. You get back to your old life. Your life force, your energy begins to drain. And within 2 weeks, you've been drained out of it. It's the same thing with importing foods. Like take a piece of fruit, you get it all the way, take a piece of apple all the way from California, all the way to, somewhere in Canada, right? Like all the way in fridges, and it's long been off the vine. That piece of fruit has lost a lot of its life force and electromagnetic energy. So that's another blank slate, and that's something else that I'd like to just start fresh. Let's eat fresh, just eat local. Even better, go to the farms. Find out where they grow the stuff and get the foods from there. The coconut especially. And definitely for the first year in Thailand, I'd like half, there's 365 days of the year, at least half those days I'd like them just coconut water. Like just coconut water. So that's another thing I'd like to start fresh in. Is for half the year, for 6 months, at least the first year, just a liquid diet, just coconut water. That's it. Nothing else but coconut water. And that's very doable there. I've tried to do it here, but they're so expensive, and again, it's the same thing. These coconuts are imported all the way from Thailand, and they take 3 weeks to be shipped here, 3 to 4 weeks. I went on Alibaba and I looked up how long they take. You could order them yourself wholesale. They take 3 to 4 weeks to be here. Okay, that's good. That it's losing most of its electromagnetic energy. You see, so yeah, it's like there's so many things leaving the system, and then friends. I'd like to get new friends. With all due respect to all my lovely people here. Okay, I've got a friend here. He's coming today. He's gonna spend the weekend, and he is a dear brother to me. Okay. With all the love, the absolute love to everybody here that I have met. And trust me, I got a lot of friends here. I'm a pretty lovable cat, as you can see. A lot of friends here, a lot of brothers and sisters. Okay? But I'd also like to get new friends. I'd like to meet some people that are alive and kicking. Okay, I'll be honest here. I got a lot of friends here. I'm going to practice some honesty with my friend that's coming here. Got a lot of friends that don't like their jobs, they don't like anything, but they have too many attachments here, and they're in fear. They don't know what happens if they quit their jobs, if they quit their life here and they start fresh. So I'd like to meet some people that are more ballsy in life. And the island that I'm going to, Koh Phangan, has got a community of people that are into this kind of lifestyle, into this. I mean, they're there. They've moved from wherever they are, and they're doing their thing. And so I'd like to meet new people, new friends, new interesting people that are gutsy, that are ballsy, and they're doing their thing in life. And that's again part of the whole new blank slate thing. Is meeting new people, meeting new manifestations of consciousness, doing exciting and interesting things that I could learn from. Because I feel like whatever I've learned here these 15 years, my learning is capped out. I'm here, everything is a school, I'm capped out here. I gotta go somewhere else and learn. And I'd like to meet shamans and healers and those types of people, because I would like to learn. I would like to learn from these people. I'd like to meet this psychic witchy type woman with the crystals and with the Reiki and with all that. You know what I'm talking about, right? With burning sage, these witchy psychic type women. I'd like to meet some of those ladies, those ladies in their 40s and 50s. And from what I heard, Copenhagen is the island that I'm going to, is the right place for that, actually. It's the right place, especially if you go to the northwest part of the island. So I'd like to meet people that I can learn from. I'd like to meet people that I can learn from spiritually, specifically, with spiritual skills, with their spiritual skills developed, that I could learn from. So I'm essentially exiting a software here that I have been living under for 15 years and moving to a new software. And the areas that I have in mind, particularly the islands, Copenhagen and Pai, which is another hippie town in northern Thailand, and then Bali in Indonesia. You can think of these places as places with more flexible software, because there are a lot of people there that live more flexible lifestyles and are open-minded. Therefore, the software is more flexible, you see. So lots of things that I would like to just completely start off fresh in health. So the reason why I chose to go live in an island for the first little while is because I want to purify. I want to purify first, and water is the element that you want to go for when you want to purify. I want to purify my mind, my heart, and my body. And so that's why I chose to go live by a beach, and that's why I'm going to be primarily drinking coconut water. The most sacred, the most electrical water. In fact, it's the best water you could drink as a human being, period. I want to be near water, consuming water for the first while, because I have a lot of things I want to purify. I have a feeling that there's a lot of traumas inside that I am not aware of. I'm not unconscious. They're in my unconscious. I'm not conscious of. As a result of living here for the last 15 years. Because there are a lot of things here, like, for example, being stuck indoors 8 months of the year is quite traumatizing. Without sunshine, without any contact with your body, with the elements, and then living under this financial system, this credit system, this ruthless financial system where people are overworked and overstressed, and having to be part of it is traumatizing also. Okay? So I'm very excited, very relieved, honestly, very grateful, very appreciative to be in the right time, in the right place, to be given the opportunity, because I am given this opportunity. I am guided into this opportunity to start fresh, to have this opportunity to start a new blank slate. And in fact, I could develop whole new habits altogether. And in fact, I don't want to form habits there. I want to live as spontaneously as possible. I don't want to form habits. I've gotten into the habit of forming habits here. Even healthy habits. I don't want to form healthy habits. I want to live very much in the moment, in spontaneously. And that's why I am going to be moving quite a bit. Even within the island, I'm going to be moving. And then, I'm not going to stay in a place for more than a few months, 2-3 months. I want to keep the spontaneity. I want to keep exposing myself to new environments. And perhaps at some point I will find a place that I fall in love with that I would like to spend most of the year in, probably, in all likelihood. But the places that I have in mind right now is the island, Copenhagen in Thailand, Pai, the hippie town in northern Thailand, and it's about 3 hours drive from Chiang Mai, and Bali in Indonesia. And so all these places, they're known to be hubs for spiritual communities and spiritual movements, and for people who are open-minded and sort of have the attitude of learning, because if somebody is open-minded, somebody is willing to learn, and I want to learn. I really feel like I'm a novice in a lot of ways. Really, I really do. I really genuinely do feel like I'm a novice, and traveling and being exposed to all these different places is going to allow me to do that. And I'm also very excited to be in a culture where you have to bow down to somebody when you greet. Like when I said Sawati in the beginning, Sawati is hi, hello. There are 3 types of greetings in Thailand. So there is the one where you greet somebody, like if I'm gonna greet somebody who's like my age, right? I would go like this and just touch my index finger with my nose, I believe. And then if there's somebody older, you bow down and you touch your thumbs to your nose, right? So you go like this, Sawati. And then if you see a monk in Thailand, your thumbs have to touch your forehead. You bow down like this and you touch your fingers to your thumbs to your forehead. And I absolutely would love to be in a culture where you bow down to others, you show respect to others, everybody. I find that absolutely a breath of fresh air. So I'm very excited about that as well, and to be living in and immersed in a culture that breathes the Buddhist ethics. Buddhism is a wonderful religion, wonderful religion, a wonderful way of looking at life, and I really am looking forward to go to temples, to be around that consciousness, to learn. So I'm very excited. I'm very relieved. I really don't think there's anything I'm going to miss. I don't think there will be a time where I would say, I wish I was back in wherever, in Canada or this and that. I really don't think so. I really don't think so. This place has taught me a lot. 15 years is a very long time. In fact, if I really wanted to, I could write a book about, I could call it 15 years in Canada, about my experiences here. I've had an interesting life. And those 15 years have been interesting, to say the least. And you are a witness if you have seen my evolution as a person, as a human being, from the early fitness days into now. And one of you guys left a comment saying, your life has not been stagnant. Some of you followed me since fitness. Now, if you even zoom out from pre-fitness era, you go all the way back to when I moved here, when I didn't even speak English. I just knew yes and no. That's about it. And the numbers and the colors. That's it. Very interesting. I could write a book, and maybe one day I will write a book, call it 15 Years in Canada. Because it has been a learning experience. More than 15 years, I can't tell you they've been happy or I've had fun or they've been fun. There were many fun moments. There were many beautiful moments, beautiful experiences and memories. But overall, it has been a tough place, a tough school. If you say you have a kid and you want to put a kid in a tough school to get them certain lessons, to teach them certain lessons, you would put them in a school that has a reputation for being a tough school, so that they can learn these certain skill sets that you want them to learn. And those 15 years, they've been mostly learning years, and it's been tough. They've been 15 tough years, okay? And they've taught me a great deal of things. And I get a feeling of the way things are moving now is, the way I learned in the last 15 years, they've been learned in a way that is, the old school, tough learning. But I get a feeling now, moving forward in life, I'm going to continue to learn, but in a fun way now. It's going to be more fun, you see? So I'm very much looking forward for this move. You see that little bag over there? See right there? That is pretty much all that I'm taking with me, and a backpack. and I will make a separate video for maybe after this one, or maybe I'll just wait until I am there, just to show you guys what I'm taking with me. It's I mean, I'm taking minimalism now to a whole different level. I get to a whole different level, and I feel quite light, and that feeling is quite priceless, by the way. You know, it's really nice feeling to just I feel very light. Even that it's a little bag, and it's not even full, you know. And then there's the backpack, and that's about it. So that's very liberating, to be able to be just a bird like this flying, and it's a beautiful feeling. But the house is, now we gotta clear it up. So today, tomorrow, next 2 days, me and my brother, there's a lot of things here we're gonna clear up. So I am very much looking forward for this upcoming chapter in life, and you guys can come visit if you want to visit, right? That's an open invitation for everybody. So yeah, I will probably have a few more videos here before I am making videos from there. So first destination will be Bangkok. I'll be there for a day, and then 1 day in Koh Samui, and then off to Koh Phangan. Then be there for a month I booked, and then we'll see where from there. So I haven't learned how to say goodbye in Thai yet, so I can't say that right now. Thank you to all the Patreons, for supporting the channel. And if you would like to support me on my journey in Thailand and in the upcoming chapter in life through Patreon, you could do so with as little as $2 a month. And you know, that money now goes a long way, because a massage there costs like $7. So if you're on Patreon and you're on the $10 tier, you know, you've just sponsored a massage. And you know what? If you sponsor a massage, because massages there are even less, it's like $7, right? You know, then I'm lighter. The massage, I mean, I'm going to be getting massages every day there. And that's another blank slate, by the way. That's a new habit, if you will. It's getting a daily massage. So, you know, if I'm lighter, if I'm feeling lighter, then I have better transmissions here, and then the videos have things that are more useful to you. You see how it's all connected? So if you'd like to sponsor a massage, a coconut, right? Coconuts. You know, again, if I am doing better as a person, you're doing better as a person. Because if I'm doing better, I channel better transmissions, channel better messages, and then you, as a result, receive things that are more in harmony with truth. It's all connected. So folks, if you would like to hop in on the family, become part of the Patreon family, support with as little as $2 a month, you could do so. There's a link down below. And if you want to just give a one-time thing, like my brother and my dear friend Luke, who donated just a few days ago $200, which are gonna come a long way, believe me, in this move. They're gonna come a long way, so thank you very much. If you'd like to give just a one-time donation of any amount through PayPal, I got a link in the description as well. Thank you very much. Thank you guys. God bless you all. I'm really excited and looking forward for this chapter. And see you again. May the force be with you.